Someone asked me to make a video with apple pancakes, and there's nothing easier than that. So I will do this today, but I will also show you something else. It's called Palatschinken. It's also pancakes, but these pancakes are filled with a quark filling. It's something that my grandmother showed me. I think it's originally from Hungary. She learned it from her cook, and I think her cook was from Hungary, and I have a friend who's from Hungary, and she showed me, or she talked about Palatschinken too, so I think it's from there. However, I'll show it you as a German recipe since I'm from Germany, and I hope you like it. I started to use my mixer for that. I can also use a hand mixer or anything else, but it turned out for me that this is the easiest method for cleaning up later. I start with putting 375 milliliters of milk, which is 1.5 cups. And I always start with the fluid ingredients first because that makes it easier for the mixer to mix it all together. So next is, how much in cups is it? I think it's, yeah, it's a half cup of water, and then I add flour. And usually in Germany I just make it, when I'm not making a video, I just make it like from the feeling. I don't really measure anything. It's just something you get to know after a while when you've done it several times. You just know how to put how much to put in there, and mostly if there are enough eggs and enough milk, you can't go wrong. So I also add some salt, because everything that's sweet needs some salt. I also add some sugar. It's not necessary, you don't have to add sugar. Sometimes I make pancakes and fill them with some salmon and salad, like a wrap, and then I don't use sugar in the dough. So here come 4 eggs. Okay, and now I will mix it for a while, and then stop and add some soda and mix it again and let it stand for 10 minutes. Okay, I mixed it a little bit, and now I use some baking soda. And some people in Germany just put in some beer, what else, of course. Or you can also use some carbonated water, anything that makes it bubbly. It makes it easier to digest the pancake, and it makes it also a lot more fluffy. So, and I mix it again. And I don't mix it too long. I don't want to over mix the dough because, or the batter, because the flour else would be, the gluten would get out of the flour, and then it would be like chewy pancakes. We don't want that. So let me see. There's still some areas that still have the flour. So I have to give it one more mix. But then I think it should be good. And you can see it's a very fluid batter. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, and now I let it stand for 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I can already prepare the pan and the butter for baking out the pancakes. So now for the apple pancakes, I heat my pan and add some butter. As you can see, I already melted the butter, but it's still not hot enough. Let's give it a little more time. And you can see I peeled an apple and I sliced it very thinly, like this. And I will put this into the hot butter and let it fry just for like 2 minutes before I add the batter. I try to place them evenly throughout the pan, trying not to burn my fingers. Just like this. The batter has been standing for 10 minutes, and throughout the baking process you should every now and then take a spoon and give it a little stir so that the flour and the heavy part doesn't sink to the ground. You want all ingredients evenly in the batter. So it starts a little bit with sizzling. So here you can see that it's getting a little bit brownish. That means it's time to add the pancake. Just like this. And most people wonder how they know that it's time to switch the sides of the pancakes. Actually, that's pretty easy. You just need to wait until it's loose, so it's not sticking to the ground of the pan anymore, to the bottom of the pan. Still sticky. Yep, so it's getting loose, and it's a little bit difficult to flip the pancake when it's with apples, but I try my best. It will probably break apart. Nope, it didn't. So went well, lucky me. And this is how you make apple pancakes. I prefer to eat them with cinnamon and sugar. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So this is my home mix of sugar with some cinnamon, and I would just put it on top of this on the plate and eat it like that. That's my favorite kind of way to eat apple pancakes. And when the pancake is ready, then I will just put it on a plate. And since I'm going to do a bunch of pancakes, I will just add another plate on top to keep it warm. The other pancakes I will make just plain, because I'm planning to make Palatschinken. And I'll just go ahead and make a pile of pancakes and then show you how I proceed. I've baked a bunch of pancakes now, and let me show you. Here they are, just a pile. And now I want to fill them, and guess what I'm using? Of course I'm using quark. So here's some quark that I made. And so there's no exact measurement coming now with this, so you have to just think of how many pancakes you have and how thick you want to fill them. Maybe a little more. And I add a little bit of cream. Makes it easier to stir it. Now I add some powdered sugar. And now I will add some raisins. My family doesn't really like raisins, but I asked them and they are okay with using them today just to make it authentic. I'll not use all of them. I know they're gonna pick them out. I put the raisins in water for a little more than an hour, and you can also use some rum instead of the water if you don't have kids in your household. So just to add a little more fun. All right. So, and now I'm going to fill the pancakes. And I start with the first one. I'll add some of the quark. And now I spread it. And I start rolling this pancake, put it into a casserole like this. And I'm going to continue to do this with all the pancakes. I filled all my pancakes with a quark filling, and they're all in the casserole. And now I want to put some cream on them. There's my brush. And my grandmother used to make it with some condensed milk. I think that's something from the after-war era. I just use some heavy cream. And I preheated the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And the pancakes will be in there for about 15 minutes. And there's one thing you should know about everything that you make with some quark. You cannot freeze quark. It will lose its consistency. So these pancakes need to be made fresh or filled with a fresh filling at least, so that you can enjoy them. So now it goes into the oven.